Hello Flosstube, this is Natalia and this is my channel Official Mermaid's Cove, where I share my cross-stitching hobby. A little bit of a different setup today. Thank you for joining. I'm going to cover what I've worked on for the past week in this video, also any purchases or hauls that's come in, and then my plans for the next week. So I spent most of this week working on my Mirabilia. I'm working on Nightingale. It's a Mirabilia designed by Nora Corbett. That's what it looks like, or what it will look like. It's MD 185. And this is where we're at. I am stitching this on a 28-29 count table linen that I dyed. I ice dyed this fabric with some powder red and black RIT dye. So last time I showed this to you, I think I had most of these layers right here. Or maybe, okay, no, I had this layer done maybe, and then these motifs hadn't been completely finished yet. I was filling in some of this and I was working my way up the dress to the bodice. So I've gotten a lot of this done. I think I got most of the monthly stitching in this past week. I had a monthly goal of 6,000 stitches on this. I think so I'm tracking this on Pattern Keeper, and I think there's like a little, maybe a few more, just over 10,000 stitches left. The stitch count on Pattern Keeper is based on like the amount of the chart that I've completed, so that includes beads, and this design has bugle beads, so one bead might take up like 5 spaces, for example. So it's not necessarily 10,000 stitches yet, but I'm got the progress that I wanted to on it this month, and I'm probably going to set it aside until next month, and then I am hoping to get a finish on this for Mirame. But I got to stitch on these motifs. I added one of the metallics on here. It's the 018HL number 4 braid. It's like a dark blue metallic. It's the outer edge of those motifs there. It's kind of hard to get the sparkle, but it looks very nice. These motifs, on the pattern, they weren't as symmetrical as they are here, so I did change some of the stitching just to make them more symmetrical. I'm guessing they probably did that for the folds of the dress, but I don't know. I just liked them to be more geometric. And then I've been stitching my way up here, and I also, these stitches right here on the fringes of the dress are the water lilies, Karen water lilies that it calls for. This is number 253 ink. It's like a variegated blue color. It's so soft. So yeah, so I've been stitching that. There's some more fringe down here, patches that I'll be using this on. I think that's all. But I know this is called for in some other Mirabilia designs, so I'll be using it again. The last metallic that I'll be adding next month, I'm probably not going to get to it this month, but unless I finish my other goals, is this one. It's a 052F number 4 braid. I think this is glow in the dark, and it's going to be the lantern over here, so I'm excited about that. This one's pretty decent sized design. I think on Pattern Keeper the stitched area is like almost 25,000 squares. Not necessarily stitches, because like I said, it includes the bead spacing and everything. But yes, I'm very happy. I'm very, very happy with how it's working up on this fabric. If you can you see? Yeah, you can kind of see my fingers back here. The fabric itself is pretty sheer, and it's not as thick. So I don't think this would be easy to work in hand, but the way I have it on my Q-snap, if you have a really nice tension on it, it stitches up really nicely. So yeah, this one will probably be going away until next month unless I finish my other goals. So that's where we're at with Nightingale. The other, well, really the only other pattern I've been working on is this Gold Collections kit. This is Midnight Snowman. It's a Gold Collections Petite kit by Dimensions. I'm stitching this up for blushing pink stitches. All the kits April. This is my first Petite Gold Collections kit that I've worked on. I'm hoping actually this will be the first Gold Dimensions kit I finish. I have another kit that I started, I guess, a while back for Christmas, but since I don't really tend to stitch a ton of Christmas stuff unless it's around the holidays, I guess in general I don't stitch a lot of Christmas things, but the other one that I have is a Dimensions Angel, but I haven't, she's nowhere near a finish. So this is where I'm at with it. I've been taking it to work as my work project. I did the half stitch, the background here, that's all like half stitches. So I've done that, and then I've been working on, take these needles out. I've been working on filling in the white. You can kind of see right where the like snowman's buttons are. See where the nose is going to be, the cheeks. So I've been working on doing like simple completion. We'll see how that goes. And I've already added some of that metallic thread. You can see it. It's like a sparkly thread. I have some here. So, you know, Dimensions will ask you to do a lot of different layers of this. Or in these kits, the thing that gives it that dimension is either doing blends or doing, different thicknesses of threads. So like the snow down here, they wanted you to stitch it with like 3 strands of white versus this light blue is just 2 strands. So it gives you some texture to the design. Well, this, the metallic stitches here, it wanted you to do it with 1 thread of white and 4 threads of blending filament. And that can be kind of tricky to work with when you're trying to stitch it and pass, all those threads through the fabric. So what I like to do is I like to cord it. I haven't really recorded a separate video how I do that, but I could probably show you here. Let me see if I can grab. I feel like I just had, oh, there it is. I just put the white thread to the side. So it says use 1 strand of white. I'm going to end up using 2 strands because I'm going to double it up on my needle. But that way I can cord it. Let me... I don't know if this is the right size. Jeez on this. Well, if it's a bigger size, it might be helpful because it'll open up the holes to let all those threads pass through. Okay, so we have our 1 strand of white, and then I have the spool of blending filament that it came with. I'm using the 032 blending filament. This came in the kit. This is not like the braid that I'm using on my Nightingale. This stuff is really, really fine. Okay, I was like, where's the end? Okay, so I'm just going to roll off a length that matches up to this white thread. Cut that real quick. And we're going to measure off another length. Swaying this up so I can put it back into the other kit materials. Okay. So, like I said, the pattern called for 4 strands of blending filament and 1 strand of white. I'm doubling the amount of white that's going to be in there so that I can cord this. But if we double up, right now I have 2 strands of blending filament with 1 strand of white. If we double it up on our needle, right, we're going to end up with 4 strands of blending filament and 2 strands of white. So it is 1 more strand, you know, than what the directions call for, but it'll be easier to cord it this way. So what I will do is I will get one end of the threads together, and then I will thread my needle on there. And I'll try to get it like close to halfway. Have the ends together in one hand, the other end, so that my needle's as close to the middle as possible. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 2 ends in each of my hands here. I'm going to stretch it out, and then with one hand, I'm going to start twisting. The more you twist, you're building tension in those threads. You're going to want to keep holding it taut. The other hand, don't loosen your grip, because then with the tension on the threads, it's going to bunch all up together. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that. There's a good bit of tension on there. It's twisted all the way down this end. And I just twisted it with the one hand. I wasn't twisting both hands, just the other end. But you can see it's even twisted down here. On this side, you can see it's twisted up. I would say it's got a good bit of tension in it now, but give it a few more twists. And then what I will do is that needle that's in the middle there, I'm going to grab that with my mouth and pull it taut, and then I'm going to bring the other ends together. And I'm trying to match up the white ends of the thread that's making up the core of this. And then you can see it's already trying to bunch up in the middle there. What you want to do is you want to like try to straighten it out as much as possible until you get to the end where your needle is. So we have our ends together, we have the needle over here, and then I'm going to hold up the ends with the threads, drop down the part with the needle, and just let that twist up. It did very nicely. And now you can see we have a nice cord. And they're all twisted up together. So that'll be easy to pass through the fabric instead of having all those separate strands of threads trying to go through at one time. And then what I do is I put a small knot at the very end just to keep that twist in. And we can trim that up a bit. And when I'm stitching with this, I'll actually hide this, now that I have some stitches in here already, right? I didn't just start off stitching the metallic. I'll hide this underneath some existing stitches, and then you can snip the knot, you know, after you have it secured. And then I would say if you have to cut lengths, like if I have to stitch a section over here and then cut, you know, finish off the end, cut, stitch another section over here, I would knot it again before I start stitching this section. That way you just keep those threads together. And then if you, after you have it secured in the back, you can always snip this knot off so you don't get that bulk on the back of your piece. But yeah, that's how I cord that. And I've done it before where right now I have this and I have a smaller piece here. I didn't knot the end of this, but it wouldn't be a good idea. See, it starts just like untwisting again if you don't have it knotted. But I've done it before where I've actually, you know, prepped a few needles already like this, so that when I take it to work I don't have to do the cording part. That's already done for me and I can just start stitching. But yeah, so that's where I'm at. I wasn't planning on doing this, but I think that if I get enough progress in some of my other pieces, I might be able to try to finish this month, but we'll see. I think I'm like 40% of the way. Again, I'm also tracking this on Pattern Keeper, and of course that doesn't include all the backstitch. There's also a lot of backstitching and French knots. It doesn't include the French knots that are in this, but according to Pattern Keeper, I think I'm 40% done with the stitches so far. And just for the first 2 weeks, we're taking it to work. So that's where I'm at with my Midnight Snowman. Tuck that in back to the case. And that was really the only 2 projects that I worked on this week. I finished my goal on my Nightingale. I think I might have forgotten to bring the picture. I could insert a picture of this one. This is the next project that I wanted to get some good progress in on. This is my Ying Dragons kit. Artwork is by JoJo's Art, or Jonas. The artist name is Jonas Joedicke. Or Joedicke. I might have butchered that pronunciation. But this is where I'm at with it now. It's in Nerd frame. I'm thinking I might have to transfer this back to my Q-snap. I don't know. I'm just not getting... And I mean, there's still quite a bit of give here that I can tighten it with. So it might be that, but I just don't have it as tight as I would like it on here. This is being stitched on 28 count gridded even weave. It came with the kit. It's a kit by Gecko Rouge. I started stitching this 1/1 on this top row of pages, and then I transitioned to doing it 2/1. This is how I'm doing my other Gecko Rouge kit that I worked on earlier in the month. You can see that in one of my earlier, I think the last update video I showed it. So yeah, so some of this was actually stitched 1/1, but a lot of it now is being stitched 2/110 on 28 count. So I have a goal to get 10,000 stitches on this. I'm gonna see if I can do that. 10,000 stitches is close to like 15% of the pattern. So I'm hoping if I do that and set a monthly goal and get that done, then hopefully I'll have a finish on this later this year. But yeah, that's where this is at. I'll try to insert a picture before I introduce it so you can see what the finished piece will look like. I already like how it's working out. You can really see like the veins and the fins on this dragon. You can see the twists and the horns. I've done a majority of progress on this one. This one has some really nice details in it too. I just haven't stitched as much as I have on this one. But yeah, I was thinking about trying to work up sections, but if I'm going to be moving across it anyway, I might just go back to color completing and seeing how I move out that way. But yeah, so I'll be working on this this week. Purchases, I didn't purchase anything this past week, but I did have some things that I purchased last month that came in this week. So Forbidden Fiber Co. Is having a sale for Ever After. So I got the kit for that. I ordered a 32 count Belfast linen. Usually I go for 28, but I don't think they have that as an option. I feel like some people have said that it's been hard getting 28 count. But this is the hand-dyed fabric that Leanne dyed. Oh, it looks so pretty. It's got some really nice, you know, pinks, reds, greens. It looks like a rose garden. It's got that like dusty golden Renaissance look to it. So pretty. I'm so happy with this fabric. I'm excited. She already sent us the frame, but the parts are going to get released on a weekly basis every Monday, and they're not going to be released until the end of May. She wants to give everybody plenty of time to get their kit supplies. So I don't think I'm planning on working on this until next month, but we'll see, because if I get progress on everything else that I wanted to work on, I might go ahead and start on this early. Or if I finish my Midnight Snowman, this wouldn't be a bad piece to take to work, since that'll just be stitching up the frame. But these are the colors that we're going to be using for the SAL. She dyed them specifically for the SAL, and they're all themed to the movie Ever After. If you haven't seen it, look it up. I'm sure there's somebody somewhere where you should be able to. I have the DVD and the VHS tape somewhere, I'm sure. But if you wanted to watch it somewhere, I can't imagine there isn't some streaming service out there who is offering it, you know, free with it. Maybe you have to watch ads. But this is the first one. She has this as number 229, Utopia. It's a nice beigey color. Then we have number 134, Courtier. Pretty red. Then we have number 133, Orchard. This is like a brighter red. This is a deeper, darker red. Then we have 026, Soot. Really nice charcoal gray. Dark charcoal gray. Then we have 021, Ash, a lighter gray. We have number 327, Envy. It's a nice emerald green. We have number 401, Indigo. Nice pretty blue indigo color. We have 626, Chocolate. I'm picturing that scene where he's feeding her chocolate. Number 625, Paper White. Very nice white color. We have two of these, 1101 Gilded Cage. Very nice variegated golden color. And we have two of the Boysenberry, 520 Boysenberry color. Very pretty. Very nice purples. I'm excited. I'd already warned my husband that I will be watching the movie over and over and over again while I stitch this, and he has already accepted his fate. So I ordered that, but of course, you know how it is. Whenever you're going onto somebody's site and you're looking at all the goodies that they have, you can't let things travel alone, you know? They get lonely. So I did end up ordering something else. She also had another kit. This is her chart. God Creates Dinosaurs, obviously in reference to the Jurassic Park movie. And it says, God creates dinosaurs, God destroys dinosaurs, God creates man, man destroys God, man creates dinosaurs, dinosaurs eat man, women inherits the earth. It has really nice prehistoric fabric. I got 25 count. They were limited on what they had left. I guess this is one of the styles that they had already done. But yeah, so I got 25 count. I'll be working this 1/1. I think I already looked into it. Yeah. And these are the threads. We have there's 5 colors in it. We have a 119 lip stain, pretty pink. 222 gold finch, another nice gold color. 401 indigo. We have 618 dark roast. It's an interesting grayish brown. And 1011 the child. I'm sure that's a Star Wars reference. It's a pretty nice green color. Or I guess Mandalorian. That is Star Wars universe, but specifically Mandalorian. This is the prehistoric fabric. It's got like some markings on it. I'm wondering if that's supposed to be like, I feel like that was in the picture, but like, so it's supposed to be like an ode to like dinosaur bones or footprints, fossilized footprints. I don't know, but there's like, I don't know if you can see it in the, like right here, there's like some gray lines. I don't know if they're supposed to be like bird footprints or something. See that? But yeah, I really like that pattern. I have a friend who's really into Jurassic Park, so most likely end up stitching that and giving that to them. I tend to stitch a lot of things for other people. Obviously, there are things that I would have to enjoy stitching. I don't just stitch everything, but a lot of the projects that I work on with people in mind. I know there's other people like that on Flosstube. Not lose the pattern that all together. But yeah, so those were really the only bits of haul that came in for this week. I haven't bought anything, but they just mailed this out for the SAL. And I had to wait, because since I ordered it with the SAL, I had to wait until they mailed that to get that kit. I'm still waiting on some patterns from Enchanting Layer. They had sent me a shipping notification. It alluded to tracking details, but then I didn't get a tracking number or anything. So I'm still waiting to see when that will arrive. I believe it's coming from Canada, so I live in Tennessee, so we'll see how long that takes to get here. I already kind of talked about my plans. I hope you've been having a good stitchy time. I've been very happy with the progress that I've been making. I did, I don't know if anybody's familiar with like financial terms and stuff like that. You know, the Dave Ramsey program where they help you pay off debt and stuff. There's different methods of doing that they talk about it, and one of them is like the avalanche method or snowball method. Well, the snowball method is you tackle the smallest goal or your smallest debt for the total amount, and then you go, versus avalanche, which is like the smallest interest rate, or the largest interest rate, you pay that off first. I believe that's correct. I'm not sure because I'm more familiar with the snowball method, but I've been trying to apply that to my goals for cross-stitching. It's actually been helping a lot, because if you tackle the smaller ones first, they give you more motivation to tackle more of your bigger projects. At least that's the concept behind it, and that's been working for me. I spent a few days not stitching, but I recorded a bunch of different videos for my Flosstube channel. I did a lot of the Flosstube extra ones. I did my lavender and lace and the rest of my Mirabilia chart parade. I did a stash dive into all my hand-dyed fabrics, and I also did a stash dive to the rest of my fabrics, and there's a lot there. I had to dig myself out of it by the time I finished recording everything. But I hope you enjoyed that. If you haven't got a chance to watch it, please go watch. You know, leave me some comments, tell me what you like, tell me what you'd be interested in seeing more of. I mentioned in those videos as well that I do have plenty of extra fabric and I'm not planning on using it anytime soon. I know not everybody is interested or confident about dyeing their own fabric or has access to like a local, workshop. So you might not have as much access to hand-dyed fabrics, but you might want to try some for yourself. I have plenty, and especially that fabric that I showed you that I'm stitching my Nightingale on. That was a really big piece of a tailbow linen that I dyed, so I still have plenty of that fabric. When I hit 100 subscribers, I'm probably going to give away a piece. I'll put more details in that video when we get there. I think I checked before I started recording, and I surprisingly, I'm already at 84. That's a lot. So we might get there sooner than I thought, but that's fine. We'll see when I get there how many packages I'd be willing to send out. Like I said, that fabric's really thin, so I don't think it would take too much. I don't mind sending out an envelope or something. Within the US, I know shipping in the international is really expensive, so I don't know that I'm comfortable to committing to paying for that. But I did see somebody else on their Flosstube open it up to international people and then just let them know that after past a certain dollar amount, if they wanted to enter, if they would commit to paying for the shipping, that they could also enter for the giveaway. I don't know if I'll consider that or if I'll go back to my original concept, which was just giving a digital gift card to a local place that, ships within whatever your country is. There's a large selection of hobby shops and, workshops that carry cross-stitch supplies. So hopefully we'll be able to find somebody that can ship things locally to you instead of me trying to pay to ship something all the way from the US. But we'll see. I'll try to narrow those details the closer that we get. Though it seems like I'm getting there faster than I thought I would. But yeah, if you're interested, I mentioned I have no problem. Go through the video where I showed all my hand-dyed fabrics. Or even my regular fabrics if you don't want a hand-dyed, if you like more. A lot of my hand-dyeds are really bright. If you wanted something that's more toned down because you're already working on bright, designs and you don't want it to get lost in the fabric, I wouldn't mind you going to my regular fabric video and finding something. The only thing is for my regular fabric video, I have really big pieces of fabric in that video. I probably would not send you the full piece. And even in my hand-dyed fabric video, I have larger pieces of fabric that I hand-dyed. So I probably cut that down to probably big enough to do like one of the bigger Mirabilias. So you would still get a decent amount of fabric. Let me see what size. For example, Ever After's on a really big piece. It's a 1/4 of a yard. I'd probably be comfortable sending a 1/4 of a yard. I'm not sure what those dimensions are off the top of my head, but this size fabric, yes. I have, believe it or not, I have quite a few pieces that are much bigger than this. I don't know if I would send that entire piece out. I'd probably cut it down for you. I did recently buy a serger. I haven't tried it out yet. I will try to have the edges serged. I know that helps a lot if you don't have to freight check it yourself. But yeah, I'll be doing that when I hit 100 subscribers. To thank you for everybody who's watched and shouted me out. In that video, I did not necessarily link any fabric dyeing videos. I might record one of how I do it. Obviously, I'm not an expert in any of this. But I did link some people that I thought were good references. Fiber Arts Amy. She has some really good videos where she talks about the basic principles, and now she's started her own fabric dyeing business. She's opened it up. She's also dyeing like quilting cottons and different things. So she actually shows some of the different things that she's dyed. She kind of talks through some of the materials that she uses. She does a lot of natural dyeing, and she has videos where she basically records her process of doing it. I know she did like an indigo dye bath where she showed she was doing that, and she dyed a batch using that. The other person that I tagged on the video, and I'll go ahead and tag them to this video too, Carla Being Crafty. I think she was one of the people. I think I watched a few others, but her video stuck out to me because the main method that I use to dye my hand-dyed fabric is jar dyeing. Well, I put the fabric in a jar with really hot water and the dye and some salt, and either leave it overnight or leave it there for a few hours and then rinse it off. It lets you crinkle up your fabric and get like different modeling. And if you, at least my experience with some of the Aidas and the cotton fabrics that I've dyed, it allows you to get these really nice deep colors. And again, it's just, there's some unpredictability to the dyeing process, right? But that's been my experience. And I found her video for jar dyeing to be really helpful. I'll link her below. Like I said, I'm stitching that Dimensions kit for blushing pink stitches. All the kits April. If you want to join us, by all means, you know, pick a Dimensions kit, or it doesn't have to even be a Dimensions kit. She has a bunch of Dimensions kits. She said that's what she's going to be stitching on, but you can pick a different cross-stitch kit and stitch along with us. Go check out her projects. They look very pretty, and I think she also released a video recently on her channel about how she starts or how she prepares her kits to stitch on, which is really nice to see. I guess I didn't show you, but like for this kit, I do this with a lot. I know I'm not the only one. I've seen other Flosstubers do it. When I'm separating my colors, it really helps me to like loop them up like this, so I can better differentiate between them. That's about the only prep I did for this kit. I might have to separate. There's a lot of different, if you can see, there's a lot of different blues, and the greens not so much, the browns, you know, for the animals and stuff. So I'm probably gonna have to find a way to separate those out. But yeah, I think that's it. I'm trying to think. I've been watching a lot of different Flosstubers. I think I've shouted out a lot of them. I'm trying to think of... Is it Neat and Knot? If you look up Neat and Knot Flosstube, you'll see it. They've had some really beautiful projects that they've been showing, and it's interesting to see like the dynamics between them. They have very different personalities and different things they like to stitch on, different ways that they stitch on things, but they have really beautiful projects. Check them out. I'm sorry, I'm a little foggy today. It's like it's spring is starting, the weather's warming up. I love it. Today we had a high of 80. Oh, that feels so nice. But all the pollen's coming out, and for the longest time I didn't have seasonal allergies. I used to have issues with it when I was a baby, and then we moved and it got better, and now it's slowly coming back. So I just feel so foggy. If you can hear me right now, I'm like all congested. It's just a mess. But you know what? I'll take it. If it means warmer weather and sunshine and going to the pool and summer's coming soon, I will accept that trade-off, I guess. I need to probably start taking some allergy medicine though. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you've been having time to stitch. You know, seems like everybody's going through some very difficult times here. You know, try to be kind to each other. There's a lot more that we have in common than is different person to person. So lots of love, happy stitching, and I'll see you on the next Flosstube. Bye.